Eagle life, eagle life, eagle life. Eagle life, eagle life, eagle life. Southside, eagle life, eagle life, eagle life. Drop a life, eagle life. Subscribe.
Questions to ask throughout a campaign with a confidence rising. I told JC, Nate and Rich that good times are coming, no need for deep diving. Van Cam's reactions, watch alongs to the pride of London thriving. The Eagles of South stay flying. Keep your eyes on us, we ain't hiding.
Yo, big up. Aye, big game weekend. Last game before, obviously, the World Cup will begin next week, Sunday, obviously. And we have Nottingham Forest away. So before we chop it up, we do our introductions. JC, my brother, how you doing?
All good. Looking forward to going to Forest. I haven't been there yet. Probably one of the few grounds I haven't been to yet in the Premier League so far. Looking forward to it. Hopefully we've had a little turn of our away form, so let's see if we can keep that going. Apart from Newcastle, but we won't speak about that.
And we have our Forest guest for this week, Luke from Turton Talks Football. How you doing, my friend?
Yeah, not too bad. You, Rich?
Yeah, all good. Can't complain. Well, I am going to have a little complaint. Now, I know you said that we didn't want to talk about Newcastle, JC, but we've briefly just got to discuss, obviously, our defeat in the Carabao Cup yesterday. Now, you know what? For me personally, I did say beforehand, I'm not really fussed about this game. And I wasn't fussed during the game. I was listening to it and I still wasn't fussed. But, obviously, you still want your team to win. When it goes to penalties, though...
that all goes out the window. It really does. Not caring goes out the window.
Nah. We need to go through now. I didn't expect Newcastle to play like a makeshift side either, to be fair. But it was still stronger than I would say our side was and stuff.
Yeah, I think Vieira did really well tactically. I think the five at the back actually really worked. Newcastle couldn't break it down.
Yeah.
Because we actually didn't have very good players out, to be fair. We had like Tompkins and Donnies like that as at the back line. And you're thinking, well, these guys, they're not really at it right now, not on form. But guess what? They've still pulled out a clean sheet against Newcastle, who are probably one of the best sides in the Premier League right now. And let's not forget, the last 20 minutes, they brought on all their big guns, still didn't concede. So in that sense, you can look at it and say it's really impressive that we didn't concede in open play. However, certain people that take penalties, Luca and Mateta, you should be doing better. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I don't know. I rate Malcolm for stepping up and taking his penalty, but you can tell that inexperience played a part there. I think he thought he could just place it home, but Nick Pope's a good enough keeper to, even if he probably goes too early or too late, as long as he's going the right way, he's going to save it. And unfortunately, Abue's penalty wasn't too good. But Luca, what are you doing? Mateta, I'm looking at you because, surely at least you need to just be putting your foot through it instead of trying to place it home. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Hughes had a nice pen. Wardy's penalty was great. Have you seen that? What a pen! And I thought Johnstone was very hard done by. He saved one, and I don't know. I'll probably say he's given himself a good shout to start this game because I thought he played very well. He saved Tompkins' arse a couple of times.
Yeah.
Tompkins did a dodgy back pass and he came running out and cleared it before Almiron could go and get the ball. So I thought, in that sense, he was very good. So we'll see what Vieira does on Saturday.
Yeah. Just lastly on me regarding yesterday, two things struck me. Number one, why is Malcolm taking the fifth penalty? Where are all the other senior players and such? I mean, if Malcolm took the first or second, fair enough, but the fifth was a bit like, And I guess also Vieira's double sub of taking both Elise and Ayew off. I thought at least one of them should have stayed for penalties, personally. But everything's in hindsight,
Yeah, I think Abue's energy and how he was carrying the ball was needed because Elise started to tire, you can tell.
Yeah.
And because I think in the first 10-15 minutes he went on a 40-yard run, so that probably stuck with him for the rest of the game, because that's a long way to run and take people on,
Yeah, this is it.
So I think that in that sense the Malcolm sub was right, but Ayew, I'm not really sure.
Yeah. Luke, obviously you had better joy last night. Talk us briefly about your win last night and just your thoughts on the season so far.
I think general is the word for this one. If we're talking about the season as a whole, it's been pretty disastrous. We're currently at the bottom and trying to find our feet here. I mean, certain players, Lingard, have taken an extremely long time to score their first goal, like they did it last night. Him and Renan Lodi seem to have imposter games where they actually played well. But I mean, I think we underestimated how difficult the step up was going to be. And yes, before anybody mentions it, we signed far too many players in the transfer window.
You said it, not me. That was going to be my next question. Like, did you overdo it? But let's speak about some of your signings. Two in particular. Koyate. So obviously he returned down a 2-year deal. I think he wanted 2 years from us, didn't he?
Yeah, we only gave him one.
Yeah.
And we weren't giving him any more, so he left.
Yeah.
Basically.
How have you found he's settled in? Obviously, as you said, generally, like, it's been disastrous, but how have you found his performances whenever he's played?
Some games he's looked totally unfit, and you just wondered whether he's going to make it past the 40-minute mark. And in other games, he's basically controlled the whole midfield. I mean, Liverpool, he looks totally out of this kind of what we've ever had at the club. But then Leicester, he was totally ineffective. So, I mean, it's a bit of a mixed bag. But then again, you can say that about the majority of the signings we've had, because we kind of tried to play this back three system that we did in the Championship. It just doesn't work. You have to be exceptionally good defensively to play a back three in the Premier League. Hence why we've gone to a back four now.
Yeah. The other player is one that we were linked with, but we weren't looking to splash the amount of money you did. Morgan Gibbs-White. Now, how have you found his season so far?
Again, it kind of ties into the conceding so many goals, not really scoring that many goals. Gibbs-White scored his first goal against Brentford. So, good set piece taker. And he actually set up one of Kuyate's goals. But again, I think we're only just starting to click kind of in certain areas. And maybe the break might do us a bit of good, so we can kind of keep improving with certain players that are there. Because we kind of had a pre-season but didn't, because we signed that many players after pre-season was done that you kind of like, well, what was the point? You've pre-seasoned players that then got injured. I mean, Niakate was brilliant for the one game he played for. He got injured.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you've had to sign so many players because you had so many players leave, or out of contract and stuff. So I obviously kind of understand the reasons for it. But worst case scenario, if you were to go back down, do you think that will have a detrimental effect? Because you've probably splashed a lot of money in wages as well and such. Do you think that will hinder you? Like, is it like you must stay up, or this could be like the end of Forest?
I don't think it'd be that stupid, because we have, obviously, you'll get the parachute payments to cover it, and players will leave if you go down. My big thing about the summer, though, was to start off with, it was making sense, you're signing at least a player for the positions you decided for. Then you got to say the back end, and you're signing the Korean guy from Bordeaux and sending him straight out to Olympiacos. You signed Josh Bowler from Blackpool and sent him out to Olympiacos. I mean, what was the need? You may as well have just waited and signed him for the club you actually want to play him for. Some of it doesn't make any sense.
It sounds like an owner thing to me. It like because Textor done that, didn't he? He bought Jacob Montez, sent him straight to Molenbeek, and now he's at Botafogo. So he's just parceled him around all his clubs. And funny thing, he's actually going to play against us as a Botafogo player in the World Cup break.
I think the other thing with us is I think we had a free split strategy. We had the Marinakis kind of strategy, the Stuttgart guy strategy has now been sacked, who has actually brought in probably the best three, Mangala, Niakate and Taiwo. They are looking quite good. Yeah, we got rid of him. And then the Cooper ones that he wanted, of which you'd kind of say Bowler was one of the Cooper ones, and yeah, I know background which I won't put onto YouTube about that one.
Gotcha. Let's address a few of the comments and stuff. Welcome Moss. It says big up Vieira. Go Forest. Need to get up the bottom. Big up Nate. Says need to shake off the disappointment of last night and bounce back with a positive result. Not going to be easy by any means, but having rested Wilf, well, at least to be fair, he came off early, and Eze amongst others. Yeah, absolutely. We must win or at least draw here to put the season on a positive pause. No pun intended. No pun intended. Big up Jay from AFCB Fan TV. Big up Munzi from Sports Capital. He says big up to you as well, Turton. I like that prediction, by the way, James. Appreciate that and stuff. Well, but we're not going to talk about this. Yes, please smash the like button whilst you're here. Appreciate that. Share the stream as well and such. It's also going for a 4-1 Bournemouth win. Or did they win 4-1 yesterday? I'll get back to you on that one. Big up Soda from the Man United agenda as well. Now, perfect timing, Nate. I was going to ask JC the same question as well, and then we'll get into the combined 11. We've just now found out that, we kind of knew Mitchell wasn't going to make it, but Gay and Eze is another one that we were like, none of them are going to the World Cup for England.
Thank you very much.
Best news ever.
So obviously it's great news for Palace. In a sense.
Yeah.
But let's put the England hat on now. Gay, that's like Eze and Mitchell. We kind of knew outside. That's outside chance. Mark Gay not good. Whoops.
Yeah, that's
Mark
emotional.
Gay not going. Is that a mistake? Just thinking England-wise, not Palace.
The fact that Tomori didn't get picked is an L.
That's another one, yeah.
That's a massive L, because if you were to offer me Harry Maguire or Fikayo Tomori, I know who I'm picking. And this is where Southgate dies on his sword, where he said, I won't let I won't pick on reputation. Yeah. Right. Because if you really wanted me to, who's the informed English centre-backs, as much as it kills me to say this, Lewis Dunk. I don't like him, but credit where it's due. As an English centre-back, he's one of the best in the league. Dan Burn at Newcastle should have been on that list.
Yeah, I agree.
Right? Now, obviously, people will argue and say, but Newcastle have oil money. It doesn't matter. Dan Burn, pound for pound, play for play, has been far better than Harry Maguire and Eric Dyer.
You could chuck in Webster.
Adam Webster as well.
He's been decent as well.
I don't like admitting it, but you know what I'm saying? We're all biased aside here.
Yeah.
But in classic England fashion, The old adages that haunted England for years and years and years have reared their ugly head again. People got fooled by Russia, you know. People got fooled big time. And then we saw how that collapsed, because the second that those penalties were missed at Wembley, those 3 young men that missed those penalties, they weren't English. We know what was said. I'm not going to go into it, but I feel for the players that didn't make it. But how anyone can be shocked with that England lineup is beyond me, because England will be lucky to get past the quarterfinals with that team. Attacking wise, yeah, it's what you'd expect. But defensively, Eric Dyer, Harry Maguire.
Bars.
Mate, we should give someone a better job. No, mate. I'm not having it. I'm looking forward to England crashing out, and then the media go, oh, it's not coming home. That train is always delayed. So I don't know about that. But look, I feel for Tomori and Gay, because I think they should have been within a shout. I don't know if JC agrees, but it's the England team. It doesn't matter how good a player plays. They'll never get a look in unless they play for a certain club or they're in a certain bracket of player. That's how it's always been. Bear in mind, before Wilfried Zaha chose Ivory Coast, people were saying, oh, but Jesse Lingard's better than him. Lingard was doing naff all in an England shirt. Do you know that? And this is when he was at Manchester United. So, you know what I mean? And it's not just a Palace thing, but you're looking at it going, there's players across the Premier League and the Championship that are doing better than these so-called megastars at the big boys. But Jack Wilshere, prime example. He was injured half the time at Arsenal. Still got in England teams. Thinking, Jack Wilshere? Mate, give Scott Dan a call-up if Jack Wilshere's getting a call-up. Do you know what I mean? It was ridiculous. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut JC. Go ahead, JC. Sorry.
I think because you've talked about the defenders a lot, there is one positive that he didn't sack off Maddison. I think that
I'm happy Maddison isn't. Yeah.
I think that's probably one of the only positive points that you can see in that whole lineup, that he's not gone off reputation for once. Like, the actual most informed attacking English midfielder right now is James Maddison, and he's actually picked him. However, I want to turn my attention to Conor Gallagher. How did he make it? I know that he's had a brilliant season with us. However, when he's gone back to Chelsea, guess what? Exactly what we said is happening to him. Man is bench warmer right now.
So that was
He's
my
not
question.
playing.
Why should Eze have gone? Because even Calvin Phillips, I know he's...
Man's played one Premier League game. One.
It's crazy. You know what? For me personally, look, my biggest worry going into this Forest game, this is why I asked the question, was would our players who potentially be going to the World Cup kind of take it easy? We now at least know that Mitchell, Gay, and Eze know they're not going to the World Cup now, so they can put 150%. Anderson, well, he's normally quite chilled anyway and stuff. I'm sure he'll put his everything into it. And Wolf is not going either. So I think on that front, this Saturday's looking a lot better than it could have been.
Yeah.
You know, because you look at West Ham last week when we played them, Paqueta was like, you could tell he's like, ooh, actually, you know.
Yeah, because he's just coming back from an injury as well.
Yeah, exactly that. But Richarlison yesterday against you guys, I think he came off the bench and someone tried to do like some proper scissor tackle, you know, and he thought he was going to miss the World Cup, you know. So it's crazy. It's crazy. Listen, I just thought I'd bring that up. I'm glad that our boys are staying. Personally, obviously, they would have loved to go to the World Cup. But
I think the only other one I want to talk about is Callum Wilson. We all know he's a great striker. However, we all know he's going to get off that plane and get injured. Man's going to step off that bus and he's going to twist his ankle and he's done. So I think that Ivan Toney is just a safer option all around.
He's made of Weetabix. As much as he's made of Weetabix.
I don't know how much this alleged, and I repeat, alleged, is it betting scandal or something like that?
Yeah, betting.
May have played an impact on Tony's selection. But regardless, Tammy Abraham, you know, there are players, you know, and I was listening to...
Well, yeah, out of the Premier League, out of sight. That's sort of what it is.
That's what I was going to say.
That's always been his attitude, though. Remember, unless I think the only exception was probably Gary Lineker at Barcelona. very rarely would you see any English player out of England get a call. I mean, Jude Bellingham is the rare exception.
Yeah. Because I was actually going to throw in Chris Smalling. For Roma, he's been phenomenal.
Yeah, but see, I looked at that back line and I said, Trent, Kyle Walker, is that it? Wow. So that says a lot, doesn't it?
There's
Rich,
just a few. Yeah, go on.
I know we're trying to talk England here, but the whole Schlupp thing, right?
Gosh.
No, because look, this ties into it.
Yeah.
I understand why his agent said that, because let's be honest, this whole notion they're trying to pull of, oh, we haven't seen enough of
Haven't
Schlupp.
seen him play. Yeah,
You had reps at the Villa game where he and Ayew played. So I'm a little bit baffled as to how you didn't see him play.
Basically, our FA, the Ghana FA, is corrupt.
Oh no, listen, I know that, but it's the way they've worded it. It's like, it's no secret that a lot of African FAs are corrupt.
Yeah.
But it's the way in which they've tried to duck out that, oh, we haven't seen enough of Schlupp play. He played against Leicester, Wolves, Villa. He's played a lot of games this season. Do you know what I mean? And I'm thinking, all right, Schlupp isn't banging in goal and assist every other game. He's never done that for us. He scores here and there. But I'm thinking, purely for experience, for a Ghana team that's missing a lot of the so-called experienced players they had in previous campaigns, you need players like him. Yes, he's not a megastar, but let's be honest. Ghana aren't expected to do that well in the World Cup. Now, if they do, it'd be brilliant for them. Do you know what I mean? But you're not going into it thinking, yeah, we're winning the World Cup. You're not doing it in England.
No.
You're like, no, listen, we're keeping it cool. We beat Nigeria. That's all that matters. Well, enjoy the World Cup, and that's what it matters. But I'm thinking, all right, they've made the decision. But I think Schlupp should have gone, personally speaking, for Ghana.
I think so too.
I'd have taken Schlupp, to be truthful.
Yeah, so would I. But yeah, there's just a few more comments and then we'll go into this combined 11. So
you mean combined 10 because they already have the goalkeeper?
Oh, actually, no, I've got a debate on that one, by the way. I'm going to debate that one.
Yeah, no.
Dean
But,
Henderson has not
the
been
normal
good.
rule is.
I don't know, Willie, but VG's been better. But anyway, we'll let Luke pick the team, and then we'll chop it up afterwards if need be.
Yeah.
Henry saying, F Southgate, he's meant to be a Palace man, never picked Wolf when he had a chance. Lies about picking players in form, which we discussed. Connor Cody over Gay, shake my head. Gay won't get injured at least. Yeah, this is the debate. It is. I don't think I'm
one problem with that comment, Rich. Southgate has never been a Palace man. He's been a side man. There's a big difference.
It is a big difference. Big up football show. Hope you're doing well, my guy. Why was Dele Alli not picked?
Hey, if we're going like that, then why was Clint Dempsey not picked for the US big man? Nah, right, Dele Alli.
There is a lot of injured and out of form players. There definitely is, yeah. And Paul Maguire, welcome.
Right.
There's
100%.
I think Delhi is actually flopping in Turkey as well.
Yeah, they don't like it.
Ironically, man's Turkey and in Turkey, believe it or not.
All right.
Big up.
So,
I'm sure, my guy.
So here's how we do this combined 11. You need to have at least 3 players from each team. So either that be 3 Forest players or 3 Palace players in your team. Obviously, are you going to pick Henderson in goal, or are you going to pick VG or Johnstone?
I've gone for Henderson.
Okay, who are you going for at left back?
I've gone for Nico Williams at left back. It's a bit of an odd one. We currently have only Lodi available as a left-sided left back, and until last night, Lodi was getting nowhere near line-up in any capacity. And I would stress, I picked this before last night's game, so yeah, I didn't know Lodi was going to pull that kind of performance out.
Let's go right back.
Right back, I went Serge Aurier. I have picked Palace players, don't worry.
All right, left-sided centre back.
We'll go with McKenna as a left side. Doesn't particularly matter.
Right-sided.
Why?
Centre midfield.
So I've gone. Oh yeah, I've gone 4-3-3. That's cool. So then go Elise one side of a central midfield three.
Okay.
You'll like this, don't worry. Then I've gone Freuler.
Can you spell that?
FREULER.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go. And then I went for Will Hughes, which is really controversial because he was used to be a Derby player. So that's
Will Hughes.
yeah. You get to have his interest, aren't you? Yeah.
All right, and then the front three.
Eze.
Where? Left, right, striker.
Left side.
Yeah.
Johnson right side.
Yeah.
And Surridge through the middle.
Sturridge.
No, Surridge.
Sorry.
How do you spell that?
Surridge.
Sturridge. Okay.
Yo, big up Will Hines if you haven't seen the TikTok.
That had me dying at work watching that.
Yo,
That's a Will Hines,
Realist,
you know?
Realist said it with chest.
No, that was
as
Chino.
well.
It was
Oh,
Chino.
Gino, man said it with chest.
Yeah, he said it with chest as well.
Man was like, yeah, Will Hines. Will Hines. Will Hines. Bro.
Okay, now Zaha is interesting. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, what's the take on those Zaha here?
Well, I'm a bit baffled at Elise at left centre mid, to be fair, but
yeah, well, I listed the three midfielders, not really realizing that placing was that kind of important. So Elise would probably be the attacking midfielder in that. So
Okay.
that makes a bit more sense.
Yeah.
So Hughes and Elise was switched around to sort of.
We could always have two Elises. I don't mind.
Right, two Elises are cold.
I mean, I was kind of trying to go with more kind of players I'd seen destroy us in the championship with Eze and Elise more than Zaha. Because I was always going to put Johnson in there. So.
Just making double sure. Is everyone that you've picked on your side fit? Because that's how we most likely do it. So if they're available for this game.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Okay, so I think probably the first thing I would do is probably Surridge for Zaha.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say that, yeah.
I don't think we played Forest when we got promoted, actually, funnily enough. Or maybe we did that season. I can't remember. So long ago.
I haven't watched Forest that much, if I'm honest, but I think Anderson, if you're going to have a Palace centre-back, it's going to be Anderson. It's not going to be Gay.
Yeah.
So I think I would change him. I'll leave McKenna in. Midfield, it's got to be Decore, not Hughes.
Yeah.
And what are we saying about Mitchell? Because Mitchell's been playing pretty well lately.
See, I was going to switch Nico Williams to right back.
Yeah, I can see that. Because Aurier had some clangers for Spurs as well.
The only thing I'd say is at the minute we're not really playing Nico at right back. Serge Aurier is the one because we're playing Serge Aurier at right back because since Aurier's come in, he's been a changed player. Honestly, he's not like the Spurs player at all. we're confused as to where this Serge Aurier has come from. But
Okay.
but we've been switching Nico to that other side to basically solve the fact that every time we get a left back into the club, they get injured. I mean, we signed Omar Richards, and then he gets injured straight as he's signed. Toffolo plays against Brighton, gets injured.
These Richards brothers get injured, boy.
Oh, it's something about Richards, bro.
Hey, don't wish anything bad on me, please.
Surnames, not first names.
Okay, that's all right then.
All right, here's a curveball. Kouyaté in that midfield. It would bang, I believe.
Even Ducroix would work, you know.
That double pivot.
That would be very good.
From seeing how he was with us, and from what you're explaining, he sounds very similar. He seems to be playing pretty similarly. That could bang. But it's your call for this one because we don't really watch Forest.
I mean, it's really hard because I actually could make an argument for Broiler, Yates, or Kouyaté because they are all basically, as a three-man midfield, it just works. So I kind of went for Freuler, mainly due to the fact it's the first name I could come up with. But yeah, Freuler, Kouyaté, Yates, any of the three.
Right, well, I'm happy to lock this in. If you are, lads, any changes you would make?
VG in for Henderson. Just me personally, anyway.
Just for the banter, put Wayne Hennessy there instead of Henderson.
Arguably, actually, apart from the fact that there is no chance in Wayne Hennessy starting the game, he actually looked better than Henderson at distribution last night. Henderson actually, I think, is getting a bad rap for our form because he has made some outstanding saves and some in defeats. But if you're conceding goals, no one's going to mention the saves he actually makes. I mean,
I completely forgot Wayne plays for them now. Oh man, what was you thinking?
Well, to be fair, he went from us to Burnley. They got relegated. Now he's gone to Forest. So
man's moving like Ramsdale.
But no, I mean, look, I will say about Wayne Hennessy, he actually is a somewhat decent goalkeeper, but when he makes a clanger, oh my God, he makes a clanger. Like Aston Villa away 2015-16. Yeah. That was when a lot of people, including me, switched on him because we were like, mate, how are you going to drop it? Like, no. But look, like I said in my comments earlier, you know, this game is not as easy as some people think it's going to be. You know, they don't get a win over Liverpool by being a pushover team. And we know how it feels being the team that came up through the playoffs. So everybody writes you off before you kick the ball. You know what I mean? So we can't go into this thinking, oh yeah, this will be a walk in the park. No, we don't do walk in the park. We made hard work at West Ham on Sunday. You know what I mean? So I'm seeing some people will be like, yeah, we're going to batter them 4-0. 4-0? What are you smoking? No, I'm not having it. Listen, this is going to be a tough game because bear in mind, we haven't played them in the Prem since like the late 90s. That's how long ago that was.
Yeah, it's been a while. What's your thoughts?
The last time we played Forest. That's how long it was.
Oh, that's mad. Look, what's your thoughts on the game Saturday? How are you feeling about it?
I think we have to win it. I mean, especially after not beating Brentford. We have to somehow get 3 points. And I don't know, it depends which Forest turn up.
And what Forest are you expecting to turn up?
Honestly, I have no idea because we can go from one extreme to the other. I mean,
Fairness.
I'd like to hope it's the one that played semi last night, but also kind of played against Liverpool. But we are also very well equipped at doing a Wolves, where we go out and don't really look like we can string a pass together. So, well, honestly, we'll have to just wait and see.
Typo. There you go.
Yeah, I can do.
Sweet. Cool.
Is there
All right.
a template on the Discord server?
No, I'm just gonna read it off because I've had the maddest of days, so like I completely didn't set anything up. So I'll just read it off from Sofa Score.
Oh yeah,
Cool.
wait, no. Yeah, Nicky's got a template. All right, we're cool.
Sweet.
We're cool.
Wicked. Cool. All right, score predictions time. So, let's just show you last week's. I was really chuffed with myself last week, and it would have been more had you didn't equalize against Brentford, Luke. So very high scoring round week for me, which I'm happy about. I messaged Dan Lawless. I was like, bro, the predictions weren't predicting. It was like, it's a terrible day all round.
It's a double L.
Did you watch his stuff
His
on
reaction.
West Ham Fan TV afterwards?
Yeah.
Man was fuming.
All right, listen, we could talk about West Ham Fan TV's reactions.
Oh, it was brilliant.
You bastard!
It's just, and you see Dom, yeah? Dom absolutely can't stand us, but you could just feel the fume building up inside him. I'm thinking, let it out, big man. Don't hide it.
No.
We're going to score against Astra Bloody Go-Go.
So, Luke, just so you know, if you get the exact score line correct, you get 3 points. But if you get the correct result, so if you say, I don't know, what's one of the games this week? I can't remember.
Well, if you say that Man City will beat Brentford and they actually win 5-0, but you say 4-0, you get a point because you got the result.
If you get the outcome,
correct,
you get
the
a
result
point.
correct.
If you get the result bang on, you get 3 points.
Yeah.
There you go.
I just didn't want to say the Palace one just yet. So here's the overall score at the moment. That obviously, that 11 points helped me just like get a bit further away, which is decent and stuff. There's a massive cluster in the middle and such, and then Nate's caught Nicky. So Nicky's in bother.
I told man not to get cocky about it, but what was he doing? Man was talking again. I don't think he learned his lesson at bowling.
Yeah.
Oh,
You know, he didn't learn his lesson, trust me. So Luke, you will be representing the guests, by the way. All right.
Cool.
So here's the table as it stands for everyone who gets involved. I had to message Vibes. I said, bro, you took a massive L, fam. You forgot to do your predictions.
That's a straight 0. You got luck off.
And such. And yeah, you know the usual 3 prop up the table. Or 4, I'd say.
yeah, they're just boosting the numbers. That's all they do.
And then there's the guest one here. So obviously you would want to make sure you're as high as possible on the guest one, Luke, where both Dan and Grizz are bottom of the table with 3 points. So I'll leave it up to JC to tell you the fixtures.
All right, so we'll start off with Man City Brentford.
4-0 Man City.
Is that because I gave that as an example, or is that your your opinion?
No, that's my actual score prediction for that game.
Brentford Everton.
Bournemouth Everton.
Yes.
You said Brentford. That's 2-0 to Bournemouth.
Okay. Liverpool Southampton.
1-1.
Spurs Leeds.
1-0 Leeds.
West Ham Leicester.
0-0.
Newcastle Chelsea.
2-1.
2.
Newcastle.
Wolves Arsenal.
4-1 Arsenal.
Villa Brighton.
3-1 Villa.
Fulham Man United.
I'll go 2-0 Fulham on that one.
And finally, the biggest game of the weekend, Forest Palace.
2-1 Forest, because I've had all-time Forest score. Like, every time I get a prediction, I always put 2-1.
Makes sense.
Fair enough. And yeah, that's it.
Lovely. Sorry, I was just seeing the WhatsApp. No wonder you disappeared, Nate. And such. Listen, guys, that brings about the end of this stream. It's the last preview before, or last Palace preview anyway, before the World Cup and such. Sunday, listen, like I put out the tweet and people responded like that. Like literally, I was proper tracking my phone and stuff. You know, big up Nippon and Tristan who decided to message me after the 32 teams have been sorted. You know what's funny? When it was on, like,
first.
Yeah. When it got to like 26, I messaged them privately and said, listen, this is what we're doing. Do you want to get involved and stuff? Then I tweeted out 2 spaces left. Then it's like, yeah, we're all done now. And Tristan goes, I'm in. I'm like, mate.
It's lock off.
But obviously, if people drop out and stuff, then we've got a little bit of a waiting list. But this Sunday, we will be having our sweepstake draw. We've got 32 participants involved. It's going to be a good laugh with the draw. I'm going to go over to JC's, draw the names out of the hat and stuff like that. Whilst Nicky Dan hopefully will be online with the stream too. Yeah, we'll have a laugh with it. Obviously, if you draw Iran, just say that you're gifting someone a jersey of their choice. It is what it
England,
is.
commiserations, your tournament ends fairly quickly. If you draw Brazil,
You got a good chance. You got a good chance. So
if you draw Ghana, Rich and Roland are on you. So be mindful.
They'll pay you money to get their ticket. Let's say.
Can we swap? But yeah, guys, obviously just look out for match reaction. Obviously, there was the sweepstake draw this weekend as well. And yeah, look, I guess all it leaves to say is, where can people find you?
They can find me at Turton Tours Football on YouTube or at Luke18652110 on Twitter.
I won't ask what those numbers are about. At first, I thought date of birth, and I thought, no, 1865. You're hella old, boy.
He's a proper OG, bruv. He saw for us from the Champions League.
My guy, JC.
Yo, I'm getting it. I'm good now. I'm fine. I'm clear. Why am I still on the screen?
I thought you were going to say something more.
Eagle-eyed Nate, as always, talking ish. You know where to find me.
Yeah, big up to everyone. So yeah, all the best, obviously, on Saturday. Luke, you be there? Are you there at the game?
Yep, I'll be there.
Sweet. Make sure you look out for JC and his vlog.
Yeah, we'll try and see if we can do something similar to what we did at West Ham. That one did pretty well. If you guys haven't seen that, check it out.
100%. Check out the
JC,
TikTok.
fair warning, mind your knees this time.
I'm still in pain, you know. I'm not
I'd
gonna
say you
lie.
are.
Oh,
You
that
must have
hurt.
taken an almighty smack off them seats, bruv.
I don't know if you've been to West Ham away, but them athletic seats are not like football seats.
No, I've been to
Yes,
London
bruv.
Stadium. It's peak. It's not a football ground. You need binoculars just to see the pitch.
Oh, man.
But yeah, big up everyone. Smash the like button on the way out. We are Eagle-Eyed Football. We're out. One last thing to say,
Alex.
people.
Eagles!
Eagles!
Questions to ask throughout a campaign with the confidence rising. I told JC, Nate and Rich that good times are coming, no need for deep diving. Van Cam's reactions, watch alongs to the pride of London thriving. The Eagles of South stay flying. Keep your eyes on us, we ain't hiding.